There's an APB out for your arrest, Night Shadow commented as he turned the corner with medical supplies. Kathy was already at work on Blue's side. He breathed in a few heavy breaths during the less than pleasant treatment.
Any word on whoever that was?
None.
Adam sighed.
Maybe they don't know,
Kathy suggested.
No, the trap wasn't set for one man, and they got a good look at both of us.
You fit the same description.
Exactly.
Should I modify your outfit?
Not sure. The things I do are fairly conspicuous regardless of my appearance. And I'm sure they're eager to keep all snoopers away from any potential income now. I'll just have to keep my public appearances slim if I'm to avoid lead poisoning from our men in blue now.
The backup bike is in Bay 4, by the way, Shadow Knight said as he walked away with the medical supplies.
I thought you said if I wrecked or lost it, I'd have to do without it until I earned a new one.
Adam smirked with some surprise. My boy, you have done far more than earn a new bike. Shadow half smiled solemnly. Adam's smile vanished as well to the serious reality of the current case, an understanding of the affirmation.
How did my gas mask attachment work?
Well, the explosions destroyed it. I'm sorry.
You kidding?
Kathy stated.
I'm just glad you're okay.
She moved to put away more items as Blue shifted to test his range of motion.
When I saw that other mask on the bike cameras...
Adam seemed pensive.
Adam?
Whoever that was saved my life out there. But they certainly don't stick around for thanks. They seemed heavily invested in rescuing those girls, though.
Well, who's new in town?
Kathy guessed.
Not a surefire deduction. Anyone could be doing this if it got bad enough to affect them personally. And that kind of gear would be difficult to smuggle in.
Can you tell anything else about them?
Not really. The armor is semi-mechanized. It was some kind of silent mini-rapid hydraulics. I think it also utilizes tasers laced with the gas. And the cape acts as a form of semi-parachute. The armor is thick enough to conceal figure and even height. It's at least as tall as me when standing upright.
That text sounds pretty specific. I wonder if I could do a trace.
No. Whoever it is, I'm sure they cover their tracks fairly well. We need your skills finding those women and where they might be located here and now. Each 24-hour window that closes is another batch of women sold into sex slavery.
Oh, right.
Kathy, with new vigor, made an expression of determination and returned to the computer.
But I will find out,
Adam said to himself.
Each moment this person spends doing this alone increases their chances of getting killed. Tonight proved that.
A small signal in a panel nearby showed the new gala schedule alert.
What's Jet doing tonight, Adam?
Adam tapped his earpiece.
Seeing who found out what with the kidnapping of the girls from the last show, and if I can get any info out of the participants. Though I'm not sure why they're still here.
There's still a lot of clothes to show off.
They must be pretty tough, or at least have someone strong to lean on.
Adam stepped around the corner to see the main entrance with lights and people lined up, and cameras and several large men near the entrance.
Kathy, looks like they stepped up security. I'm seeing 2 armed guards at the entrance.
Adam followed one's glance and looked up.
And it looks like they have buddies on the roof nearby.
Those aren't police. The current traffic with my bugs shows they aren't overly interested in the fashion gala, even for protection. The word is, they're all out looking for the Blue Shadow.
Wow. Someone called in some private security then. Good for them.
Adam stepped up to the entrance, and a guard quickly stepped in front of him. Name? Why? I'm not the common rabble. Name, or you'll be rubble. Adam smirked. Jet Phoenix. The guard looked back, and the normal-looking man checked the guest list and nodded. Enjoy the show, Mr. Phoenix. Adam smiled and walked by as the guard moved.
Kathy, these guys aren't playing around. Everyone in or out is name-checked to a private handwritten list. I saw how they reacted as well when I walked up. These guys were ready to deal with me, especially when I didn't give my name.
It's nice to see someone has a high view of human life finally in this industry.
Got that right.
A familiar aide approached.
Ah, Mr. Phoenix. We're so glad you could attend again.
I wouldn't miss it. She smiled a professional smile.
Unfortunately, my host had to step out early for something, and it's her great regret that she couldn't be here.
Oh. Adam let the amount of genuine disappointment he had leak out onto his face. Well, I guess I'll just have to enjoy the clothes without her. The aide's face suddenly showed her confusion. Sorry. Adam smirked. Weird phrasing. And he moved on past as she looked on after him with a look of sympathy and awkwardness mixed on her face.
Kathy, I'm going to try to see if I can talk to any of the girls. Find me every entrance you can to backstage.
Why can't you just go in the normal way?
Because all the normal ways are covered by private security guards that even make me look normal.
Adam glanced about at the various doorways, all covered by various large men with earpieces.
I'm sorry, Adam, but there aren't any. Everything is covered from what I can see from the cams.
Adam sighed, then turned back around.
What now?
Now we try for some old classic high-class snobbery.
Adam approached the aide and distracted her from the next guest.
Hi, I'd like to see the outfits first. Is that possible? Well, this is the first showing of all these outfits, Mr. Phoenix.
No, I mean very first. Especially with all the cameras and pomp. I want to see them standing normally, acting normally, in the attire.
Oh, well,
She looked at her tablet.
I'm sure my investment grants me some kind of extra privileges.
The aide paused at this, and then her face finalized.
Come with me. I'm only doing this because the host likes you.
Adam smiled. They walked past the guards. The aide spun and pointed at the backstage lineup.
And I wouldn't try peeking into the ladies' dressing room. I wouldn't dream of it.
Adam made a very real look of insult. The aide half smiled and walked off.
Kathy, I'm in.
Did she really think you were trying to see some things?
No, I think it was mostly a warning. I see what looks like 2 former female IDF soldiers with steel-toed boots, and I suspect dual USPS each.
Wow.
The door shut too.
A skinny man in a fancy vest walked up to the 2 lady guards and the door, but not before attempting to flirt with Jet as he walked by.
Hey there, handsome.
He stopped in front of the 2 ladies as they specifically blocked his way.
Hi, I'm with catering. We're here to deliver the snacks to the dressing room,
He said in a rather flamboyant voice.
No male enters.
Well, I'm sure it's fine. I'm gay.
He said, annoyed now. He shouldered his way to the door and grabbed the handle. A taser immediately hit a very strategic location between his legs. He flopped to the ground in agony. You're still male. Set up elsewhere, and we will bring it in, and you won't be helping.
And they mean business too,
Jet whispered, trying to hide his amusement. 2 large male thugs that were just radioed in dragged the man off.
What now?
Kathy asked.
Talk to them before they leave.
Adam walked up to one coming from the stage, and not in a hurry. Hi there.
Oh, hey.
A police station nearby. Smash, roll, thump. A metallic empowered hand grabbed a fat man by the mouth. A small needle from the other metal-covered hand injected into his neck. The man panicked and thrashed terribly as the cyan gaze lit up.
So, how did you all escape? Well, we were rescued, kinda.
Kinda?
Well, aside from this dude in a cape and him getting pretty hurt, this other person in a cape, they also crashed in and beat all the bad guys. Before I knew it, the police were here and both were gone.
A few moments passed as the chemical took effect. The man's pupils dilated in the light of the cyan visor, and the grip on him relaxed. Then grabbed his collar before he fell under his own weight. "Commissioner, I've come for your compromised. Tell me who I must take. Who steers the police away from the traffickers?"
"I do,"
the man confessed as the drool slid out the corner of his mouth. Adam tapped his earpiece.
"Kathy, a little ballerina just told me the cops came as soon as the Blue Shadow left."
Do you recognize her from the warehouse?
"I don't, but she was there."
Then how do you know she was a ballerina?
Adam shifted uncomfortably.
"Because she gave me her number and told me her life story."
Oh, she must have seen your character through your disguise.
"Who else?"
"An anonymous backer. Whoever it is coordinates the hotel end of the work, and the sales and crunches the numbers. Us, we turn our gaze, let them slip by, enjoy the goods, and take our cut."
"And who is this us?"
"PR. All of their dirty cops have to join, or we turn them in."
"Names, Commissioner."
"The files are all on my computer."
Adam made his way towards the exit.
"Anyway, the cops showed as soon as I left. That means someone."
Called them before you got there.
"Exactly. Someone else responded fast, and one of those girls saved ASAP."
Did they feel the effects of the toxin?
"No. They were afraid, but they didn't seem to understand how the men were so scared."
They were pre-inoculated? And didn't know it?
Someone is protecting them, Kathy. And I think I know who, even if they don't."
Our mystery guest?
"Exactly."
"And where exactly is your daughter, Commissioner?"
"I don't know."
The darkness typed away at the computer.
"The mayor wouldn't tell me."
The darkness stopped and looked up. It paused, and then yanked the small drive it had. "Congratulations, Commissioner. You've been caught. Now is as good a time as any to turn from your ways, or you are damned," the darkness declared as it approached the man now growing in fear. Back in the lair, Adam took Jet Phoenix's tux jacket off as he approached at the sound of an odd sentence coming from the PC station. Kathy sat working on homework and listening to her bugs and glancing at the screen with the local news on it.
Again, the mayor has also been arrested alongside the commissioner for human trafficking allegations.
"What?"
Kathy perked up and turned half around.
Yeah, this just broke as you came in. Looks like someone was just as busy as we were.
"Has Night Shadow decided to step in?"
Adam legitimately wondered aloud about their very private backer as he moved closer to the screen to read the details. No. Adam and Kathy spun their heads to see Night Shadow standing on the stairs behind them.
"The commissioner and the mayor. Why didn't we hear any of this on our bugs?"
Adam asked the data on the screen as if it could talk.
Because I couldn't get any inside the inner offices there.
And even if she could, I suspect their business isn't discussed even in those places except in the most discreet ways," Shadow added as he stepped forward.
"PR.
Kathy read.
Public relations."
Adam stated as he stood and thought.
"I remember something about that."
"They used to be called human resources before I busted them back in my day." Night Shadow scowled at the PC screens. "It seems they have returned and branched out."
Well, it also seems our new friend just made things significantly harder for hacks with their being outed, if he ever shows his head again.
"With more good cops being promoted, we'll certainly not have as much on our hands to deal with."
Adam surmised. Shadow chimed in. "But that's still less cops, which means double our patrols."
And our names still aren't cleared yet.
"There."
This just in from one of my bugs. The other cops are talking. It seems the commissioner's office was just busted into. That's where they found him. They say he made a phone call, confessed, and apparently is drugged?
That's one way of doing it.
Who are these guys?
Kathy pointed. "That is the FBI," Shadow added grimly.
How did they get here so fast?
They didn't. They must have already been in town.
That makes sense. When the model said the cops arrived, it was in response to a break-in. They seemed confused.
They didn't know they were going after human trafficking?
So the caller lied to get them out there, before the warehouse insurance people could complain to the mayor. That means
The caller must have seen them not respond to the kidnapping call. They all stared at the screen.
someone must have convinced the FBI there was enough corruption in the police here to show up and investigate.
That's some pretty good work, whoever this is.
Maybe I should recruit them as well. Shadow only half jested with some serious undertone.
I don't know. If it's our friend, any leak in their gas containment won't be pleasant.